I'm a believer in the expression that no true artist can be summed up in few words. However, I do believe with Jarry Manna there is a certain phrase that is very apt for him. Namely, this artist is about to explode.
I heard some people say negative things around me, but I shook all that out of me. I had a dream I was fighting some evil, but I had to shake that whole out of me. Only holy weapons keep me safe. Faith and wisdom, that's what kept me sane. I'm still looking.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fairly convinced that Jarry Manna may very well be next. And while there absolutely are other artists who may be next, this video will be explicitly about Jarry Manna. That way we can keep comparisons non-existent. First and foremost, guys, keep in mind that the basis of this video consists entirely of my opinion and perspective. If you disagree with anything I have to say, make sure to leave a comment below explaining why you disagree and what your thoughts are on the topic. Let's have a chill discussion about it. Or not. I mostly just want you guys to enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's find out why Jarry Manna is about to explode. Let's start off with my first reason, namely that Jarry Manna is youthful. Now, I'm not saying that a 40-year-old something artist can't blow up. It's not necessarily age I'm referring to. Youthfulness is characterized by certain qualities, such as innocence and simplicity. Have a listen to this hypnotic chorus off of Jarry Manna's latest full project, Holy Weapons Volume 2.
We grow up too fast these days. We should go outside and play. Wonder what we'll find today. I've been trying to find my way. My people been losing faith. I don't have no time to waste. I can't even play no games. I've been trying to find my way.
Did you catch that? If not, rewind. If you did catch that, rewind again and let the message sink in. Jarry Manna not only acknowledges the dark and rough world we live in, but also proposes a simple response. He suggests the idea of being like a kid again, in that kids are always able to avoid being consumed by the negativity around them. There's always an outside world for them to escape to, even if only for a moment, and put aside the troublesome reality around them to feel the warm embrace of hope. Why does this even matter? Well, bear with me. Visit Twitter, Facebook, your local news, anything that gives you insight as to our current world. It takes very little reading to see what troubled times we are in. If we just soak in everything without any release, we really will grow up too fast. We will be burdened with the woes of life, so to speak. Jarry Manna suggests that we take some time to stop focusing on all the darkness around us and instead focus on what good there is. Suffice to say, this is a huge message to youth like myself. There's something hopeful about the idea of being like a kid again. Not in a serious sense, but in the sense of having that hope and inspiration again that only a kid can aspire to. Jarry Manna knows what is on the hearts of the youth, and also has a youthful heart himself. He is able to reach to our level and speak to us in a way that is simple but nonsensical, hard truth with faithful hope. Jarry Manna is not only youthful, but he is in touch with the youth. Now then, on to my second reason. Jarry Manna has a current sound. Imagine that you're pulling up to a party. You hear this playing from the building you're about to go into.
Oh man, what a day. We just went to Chick-fil-A. Bow my head when I pray. Shots to you around the way. Shots to you and you and you and you. Hit my dab and then I boogaloo. I'm just doing what I gotta do with minimal amount of moves I gotta use.
I'll be darned if that isn't party music at its core. When Jarry Manna isn't making music to speak hope into the hearts of youth in all ages alike, he makes the kind of music that would be booming out of function. What exactly is it about Jarry Manna's sound that makes it party viable? Let me break it down rather quickly. Firstly, simplistic lyrics. While I've become a big supporter of Jarry Manna over the years, I won't say he is known for being a lyrical miracle, although I doubt he's even partially revealed the full scope of his lyrical capability, and even then, that isn't to say he lacks talent in the least otherwise. Jarry Manna has a gift for writing the sort of lyrics that flow over any beat like a smooth summer breeze. They are simple, effective, and always convey a message as opposed to bragging about money or women or things of a similar vein. It's easy to lose an audience with lofty lyrics, and Jarry Manna keeps you engaged with down-to-earth and honest lyrics. Secondly, his voice. One of the first things that caught me and likely many others about Jarry Manna was his voice. I don't know how exactly he makes it like that, but it sounds extremely organic, and honestly it tends to melt like butter on the beats he uses, making for tracks that are overall extremely easy to listen to. Relatable. After listening to Jarry Manna's sound, you can actually get to know him a bit. He likes Naruto, ramen, dabbing, and being chill in general. This may seem mundane, but little things like this really do make an artist more palatable. These things result in making Jarry Manna an artist that is easy to relate to. When he references dabbing, you're likely to dab and get turned. From little things like this, you then begin to associate the artist with certain subjects, making them as a whole more than just an artist. Lastly, it's catchy. Let's face it. Some artists don't have a knack for being catchy, others do. Jarry Manna finds himself among the latter, with a talent for writing hooks that I think is quite notable. Listen to this hook and tell me otherwise.
And if you wanna ride the wave, just hit me on my hotline. I know you heard my Jesus say, and we be on them good vibes. And if you wanna ride the wave, just hit me on my hotline. I know you heard my Jesus say, and we be on them good vibes.
While he doesn't exactly sound like what you'd hear on the radio nowadays, his sound is similar in how easy to listen to it is. His beats are typically of top-notch production to top this, and his hooks are easily on par with some of the catchiest stuff you'd hear from rappers on the radio, in my opinion. Sweet. So let's move on to my third reason. That being, Jarry Manna also has a unique sound. Now, I know what you're thinking. If an artist is catchy and has the sound to be mainstream, it's a confusing contradiction to say that the artist is also unique, which can be seen as an opposite in this sort of case. However, this is because Jarry Manna is not a one-dimensional artist. While he is able to put out club-worthy singles type of songs, he is also able to make something like this in the same breath.
Now I remember, it was back in the day, in the summer. All those games we would play is kind of funny. Now cause everything changed despite the money, I will remain the same. But ever since I was a kid, I know there was one thing that I had to do, and that was spreading hope.
Or this.
Don't quit your dream. Sometimes you can't win, but that's how it seems. But there's so much more in store that you haven't seen.
Suffice to say, this is not the typical music you'd hear from mainstream hip-hop artists. That is, unless they are unafraid of showing individualistic qualities that would enable them to appeal to both the masses and to show their own special sound. In my opinion, Jarry Manna has the potential to be one of those artists that inspires a sound to be imitated, such as Future, Travis Scott, Migos, and more. Of course, these artists were likely not solely responsible for their sounds, as everything always has an influence it was inspired by. Jarry Manna is no exception. However, there are individuals who are then able to inspire a new and innovative sound from their inspiration. And this is where I see Jarry Manna shining. He has music that sounds fresh for the radio, and on the other side of the coin, he has music that sounds like it was made during the darkest times of struggle and despair, when your beliefs and character are put to the test. With that out of the way, let's get to my very last reason. He is broadening perceptions. Now, this last reason may be heated. I will give credence to that. Broadening the perceptions of what? And whose perceptions? Jarry Manna is broadening the perceptions of a Christian rapper. Right, let's start here. Jarry Manna is doing this well. How, might you ask? Well, after doing a bit of research, I found that Jarry Manna does consider himself to be a CHH artist. This is important when you consider his sound. As I mentioned before, he has a side of his music that is very, and I mean very, radio-friendly. It's no secret that overall, CHH has, in my opinion, struggled to provide that captivating radio-friendly sound. I won't be vague on what sound I mean either. I'm talking about those rap songs with simplistic lyrics, hard-knocking beats, and carefree vibes that young people like myself love to do wild dances to. Just take a look at some of the top dogs associated with CHH right now. Lecrae, Andy Mineo, KB, Derek Minor, NF, Jay Givens. While these artists are thoroughly gifted, I'm not inclined to vibe out in a head-banging, hair-swinging session while listening to their music. That's not bad. There's a time for some propaganda, as much as there's some time for foggy raw. It's just that these artists don't represent a sound that is extremely popular amongst young people in secular hip-hop. Then here comes Jarry Manna with this very sound that us young people are getting so turned to, with his own special twist on it. His music is youthful, wild, and full of vibes, or moodiness if you will. CHH needs more of this, and as CHH fans become more open to Jarry Manna's secular sound with faith-based messages, the sound itself will also be more welcome. This also partially answers the second question, in that Jarry Manna is broadening the perceptions that CHH fans have of CHH itself. However, there is another perspective he's broadening, and that is a perspective of hip-hop fans who don't really care about CHH. You see, there's a gulf of a difference between Jarry Manna and someone like, say, Stephen the Levite, or Shai Linne, as perhaps a more prominent example. Most hip-hop fans that don't care for CHH will get exposure to artists like Lecrae, NF, Propaganda, and other similar big namers that I would say are a bit in between Shai Linne and Jarry Manna. Some of these hip-hop fans will take to these guys and enjoy their music from then on. However, other hip-hop fans may not. They may be insistent on a more current sound, something they find more relatable. The youngest of those artists, NF, is 26, and there's quite a generational music gap between him and even myself, as I'm 19. I enjoy his music, but there's a lot of potential for people my age and younger to feel a little disconnect with his sound, as it's honestly just not very current. To these people, Jarry Manna could have a much greater appeal. His music, as of late, is much more in line with what is current, and that may have to do with Jarry Manna himself being quite young. Well guys, that's about it. Let's bring this to a close. Jarry Manna is a one-of-a-kind artist. He's frequently on about waves and vibes, and as you might expect from those two words, he is indeed a very chill artist. Even his hardest beats are handled with an ease that makes it seem effortless. I've never really heard a moment where it sounds like Jarry Manna is trying to push himself. His sound just flows through, never forced or rough. Amongst the rap scene as a whole, Jarry Manna stands out. He is innovative, individualistic, and consistently presents similar messages of faith and hope in his music. Everyone, I insist that you take cover because this artist is truly about to explode. Before we're done though, I want to give a great big shout out to the following. All of the music producers who have played a hand in making those magical beats that Jarry Manna raps on, all of the film producers who have played a hand in making these great music videos that were shown in this video, DJ DB405, Paris Cariz, and others involved with the excellent song Off Me that's available for purchase on iTunes, Jarry Manna's management team for their swift and responsive support regarding the legality of this video, and Jarry Manna himself for this music that he pours his blood, sweat, and tears into making. Here's to a strong 2017, my guy. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and let me know what artists you'd like to see done in the future, because I will absolutely be doing more of these. Peace out.
Do a minimal amount of moves I got in you. Yeah, we hop out. After we hop out, you know it's going down. You know we spaz out until we black out. After we pass out, it still be going down.